And we are back again with Starsector. This time, though, we are playing some modded game with a little bit of armatura, some a faction that really has it out for tachyon. We also have I can't quite remember, but I think rat because I needed it for a custom start since we have a special guest in our midst, and also a few other mods which I cannot remember. This is one of the hardest starts for for this scenario for our armatura. We do have special ship, which this is the build. I changed the breaches from the Aleste in which they come, and this is the Aleste build. I gave it the Gorgons and the Geysers. And I have these two machine guns with a counter shield for my special little ship, the Wanzer, I think it is. It's more like a mecha, I think. I can't exactly remember. But anyway, why is that? Because we have more than enough shielding power to survive these ships. So this hasn't gone wrong in all the times I've tried, but let's see how we do, right? I could do this with the second officer in my fleet inside the Aleste. And yeah, it would be kind of easier, but I don't actually need to. You'll see. It's not as hard as people make it seem to be once you know what you're doing. You actually would. Governing combat readiness, yes, whatever. You actually, it's very easy. Oh, oh yeah, the stone design, it's incredible. If you don't forget to activate your shields, that is. So the brawler has to die first of all. That way, killing this little guy and making him retreat, which is actually important to level up the mastery of the ships, because I have that mod enabled, it's quite important to do that, to make this one retreat. He's the hardest target, so we're gonna leave him for last. Anyway, let's just get in here. Eat missiles. And if our flux is high, we just bend to do that. Or you can activate the silver sword, I think it is. No, let me see. My own system, yes, is the silver sword prototype, which does this. When you activate the system, you actually need to leave the camera closer to your ship, otherwise you won't hear the sound cue for when it is getting low. And if it reaches 0, your ship basically explodes for a bit and overloads too. There. Whoops. Venting also serves the same purpose. It actually... Whoop, just a second. Starsector streaming. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, my guy. And it's modded Starsector. This is most likely going to be just a tutorial for the start, some setting up, and things like that, because there's going to be a lot of reading in this. The mission, howchamacallit, sequence, oh, it's insane now for this mod. So I'm going to try to play it as much as I can. I'll talk about the actual goals of the run a little bit later once I have more time. Yes, get away from your ship. Come on. Oh yes, please. Increase my flux. Do it. Give me flux. Give me flux. There we go. Oops. Dang it. He can phase, so he actually avoided all of those missiles. Now, what we need to do is get him low so he retreats. That way I get more XP. Hey you, would you like some missiles? Boop. Silver sword, yeah. Missiles. Oh, I'm out. Come on, bro. Just retreat. Yes, shoot me. Shoot me more. Eat it. Oh! Forgot he had that. Come on, bro. Shoot at me. Can you, like, freaking go? The funny thing is, he has, like, a frigate beside him. I haven't gotten the ship to actually drop for me to reclaim, but it's pretty funny. When he's low on health, he just deploys another frigate. You know what? You, Alesta, follow me. Follow me. If he wants to retreat, let him. If he wants to retreat, let him. You know what? You can retreat now. Silver sword. Oh, nice movement, idiot. Oh yeah? How about them missiles? Ooh. Come on, bro. Just freaking retreat. Oh, no missiles game. Dang it. What? I was... The heck? I was glowing. Why didn't I get some missiles from that vent? Anyway. See? Again, I'm supposed to fire the missiles when I'm glowing. I must need more charge or something. Oh. What? Well, whatever. Anyways, that's why that setup is one of the best for this for the beginning, I think. Let's see. Oh, we're of course in the spirit of the run. I'm going to play with bionics enabled. That way we can embrace the friggin' cyberpunk and officer promotion candidate. You don't say. Aggressive gunnery implants. Of the spirit of the run of a dystopian future. Yes, whatever, man. There we go. You're still shaking off the residual haze of cryosleep as you shuffle onto the bridge. The survivors have gathered for an impromptu strategic meeting. A younger technician breaks the silence first. Tachyon. He swallows. They were hiding who they were. Another crew member snorts bitterly. Why would they? An older officer glances around. Listen, we need to settle leadership. If we don't establish command now, we won't last a week. The group hesitates. Quiet glances pass between the faces in the room. Finally, one of the senior crew speaks up. It should be her. He nods towards you. They pulled us out of that fight. Only one left with clearance. The older officers continues without pause. Quartermaster, Davos, Ops, Ferrin, Sensors, Ira. I'll serve as XO for now. The crew disperses to their stations, but your XO lingers nearby, tripad in hand, scrolling through the century of events you've missed. After a moment, he speaks. We're running on borrowed time. Supplies won't last forever. If we're going to stabilize, we'll need outside support and legitimacy. He glances up at you. From what these logs show, Arma Armatura managed to secure corporate governance over the colony they're calling New Machine. Looks like they're re-established full corporate boards. Operations out there. Sorry. This is actually the first time I'm reading this. We could approach them, file a report. If anyone in the sector might understand our situation, it's the company. If we're lucky, they might offer us some form of status protection. At the very least, it buys us time while we figure out exactly what situation we're walking into. He pauses, then adds with a hint of caution, assuming, of course, they see value in what we bring and not just something to seize outright. Continue. Whatever, man. Just leave me alone. So, this system is the heart of Armatura. New Mission is where the faction has its base, and there's some other uh, entertaining stuff and funny stuff. I haven't played this mod in a while, so we're gonna first go to New Mission. New Machine, I think it's pronounced. Saving because it's very dialogue heavy, and we might just as well get it out of the way. 4 times speed. Oop. Don't eat my bubble, my dry bubble. Here they come. Yes, speak to me, Knights of Lud. Accept the calm request. Unidentified vessel. This is Curate Commander Orion Saurak of the Knights of Lud. A word before you go about your business. He doesn't wait for a response. Consider it a courtesy. Understood. What do you want? Appreciated. I'll be direct with you. We've been observing this system for some time now. Our mission is primarily to the safety of the flock herein, but the local government has proven somewhat uncooperative, which means, frankly, that you're of the minority we'd had the opportunity to speak with in some shifts. We know someone is moving on this system. We don't know who yet, or what their play is. Ships don't come through gambling without a reason. So what's yours? I don't know. Exploring, I guess. He almost smiles. Talk with me a moment. What you've heard and what's out there are likely two different things. I'll speak plainly. This system is rife with the taint of Moloch. You have the data for genius on your charts, yes? The unholy relics of the domain still patrol their skies. The local population, they leave unmolested. The Creator's mercy working through strange instruments, perhaps. Anything else that enters their range is another matter. We lost a missionary vessel some cycles past. Good people. Faithful people. Gone before they could speak a single prayer. Lud holds them now. I take comfort in that when I allow myself to. Why hasn't the church acted? The excubitor Orbis, in his wisdom, has determined that patience is the proper response to an abomination that has been running unchecked for 200 years. A look of contempt washes over his face, but the curate commander almost immediately self-corrects. I do not say that with disrespect. We must move carefully, and for good reason. We are not the path. Praise Lud for that distinction. But I will tell you what I have told my novices. There is no diplomatic solution with a machine. You cannot appeal to its conscience. You cannot offer it redemption. It does not have a soul to save. So I watch and pray, and I trust that Lud illuminates the path when the time is right. That is my post. That is my duty. I do not resent it. You mentioned the local government was uncooperative. His Majesty's office has sent blessings twice, he sighs. Yet every request we have filled, survey records, historical data on the genius system has been received, acknowledged, and not answered. The king appears a faithful man. I do not doubt that, but in my experience, Captain, courteous silence and outright obstruction look very much alike from the outside. He glances toward New Machine on the distance. Who benefits from the church remaining ignorant of what orbits genius? That is a question I have asked myself often enough. I will not accuse without evidence, as that is not the way of law. But I will say that we have been kept at arm's length, and I do not think it is the king who is doing the keeping. The faithful here on New Machine, at least, welcome our presence. That much the local government cannot easily deny us. I'll keep this in mind. He nods once. Blessings be. If you learn anything of consequence, you know where to find us. Display bionics of the ship. Of the fleet. Blah, 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 blah. Yep, many bionics. Moving to engage. Nope. Let's just move into new machine. Your fleet approaches New Machine. Deeply scarred by the devastating AI wars, New Machine has undergone extensive redevelopment under the stewardship of Arma Armatura. Following their acquisition of planetary rights through a corporate charter, the megacorp spearheaded efforts to rebuild the planet's shattered infrastructure and restore its economic viability. In doing so, Arma has inadvertently made New Machine a buffer for the core southwestern flank, blunting frontier turmoil before it can drift inwards, to the quiet benefit of the great powers. Your fleet goes into orbit around New Machine. The local port authority seems to take no issue with your explanation for why your transponder, regrettably, can't be turned on. Your comms officer forwards the link to your personal interface. The channel opens with a flicker, stabilizing on the image of a composed station official seated behind a minimalist desk. Good shift, Captain. The port master glances at you at a secondary display. Sorry. There's a brief pause. The official's tone remains professional, but they look slightly more uncertain now. This is a bit sudden, but Serapha, board member of Arma Matura, has requested a meeting at her convenience. A transport will be dispatched to your berth upon arrival. Who is that? Lady Fa serves on the Royal Advisory Council, board appointed, representing certain corporate interests. While New Machine maintains full sovereignty, governance under the crown, it is not uncommon for the council to take a direct interest in matters of external arrivals, particularly those of potential strategic relevance. Enjoy your stay, Mom. The official offers the faintest of professional smiles, then cuts the link. Your fleet goes into orbit around New Machine. The local port authority. Yes, we've already read that. Okay. What? Establish a new settlement? Oh yes, I had that mod installed. Anyway, we are not going to do that. What we are going to do is nothing, because we have no money. We might need to take on some bounties. Arma Armatura. Wincom Suite. I don't think I need this. What? Oh my god, that's expensive as heck. Let's see. So this is no, that's medium. We would need some missiles like this. Boop. But not for me, like for the Aleste, because he needs some penetrating power for shields. They don't seem to have anything more apart from that. Hornet. Ah, yes, a lot of modded weapons. Anyways, you get... Oh, I can actually... instead of missiles, I'll give you a machine gun. Sabot. And we give you something else, but what? Let's see. Oh. Can I change your rifle? I remember you could do that. Well, evidently I cannot do that right now. So, what is the plan? Let's see. Take the shuttle and go towards the VAR. The plan for right now What's up, man? Just playing some Starsector with Armatura. I'm gonna be reading a lot because I haven't seen the missions in a while for the mod. But other than that, nothing much. Let's see. Take a shuttle down to visit the dockside bar. Patrons enter the bar. A charismatic figure flags down passing spacers, most unsuccessfully. Blah 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 blah. Talk to the person, the charismatic man. That your, that your fleet that just docked. I think you need to beef it up a bit. Sorry, mate. I don't quite think you're up to the task yet. There's time. Come on by when you've got a bit more to contribute. Your fleet is too weak for this job. If you return with significantly more or better combat ships, perhaps he will change his mind. This is the start of the main mission, and we need a bigger fleet. Approach the rugged woman. Dawn glances up as you approach. Pulled up a chair. Good. She nods at the seat opposite. The two of you trade stories for a while. Some offered freely, others left where they landed. The scars on her face says plenty. She leaves the worst of it unsaid and doesn't ask you to do differently. Sounds like you could use work or advice. Maybe both. A slight tilt of her head. I might be able to help. Depends on the sort of person you are. See you around. No, let's see. I'll look you up if I'm in the area. And there we have a contract. A contact with Dawn given to God, which is the contact given to this storyline for Armatura. So indeed, what is our plan? You might notice the sector is a bit bigger than usual. That's because I'm playing with some mods that actually alter the size of the sector for it to be a bit more fun. The plan for right now is to make some money. After that, we're gonna try to get some more ships. Talk to the person. Hear him out. Executive offers. Choose an officer. Oh, yeah. I'm playing with second in command too. So the skills are gonna be a bit different, right? Logistical. Engineering. I remember pirate being quite good, though. Obviously, we need to take a small craft. It's just, it just makes sense, you know? And yes, we do that. Choose 30% damage to blah, 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 blah. Burn level at which the fleet is considered increases the nav rating. Frigates and destroyer receive increases stats for the first minute after combat. 2 frigates together as one. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. And I modified it because I just like my games to be interesting. And by that I mean I like to be overpowered. Anyways, let's see. Our plan is as follows, right? We are going to bulk up our fleet. We're going to explore the unknown because I actually have Secrets of the Frontier installed. And after that, we're going to grab a super ship from Diablo Avionics when we can. We're going to do some bounties. And after doing the missions for Armatura, I'm going to actually take down 3 tachyon. Once we do that, and by take down I mean, oops, my transponder. I mean like either invade or completely destroy the colonies they have. most likely invading and taking away all the control they have over the sector because we hate them, right? For what they just did. They ambushed us while we were sleeping on cryosleep and made us quite uncomfortable by almost killing us in that start, right? Colony info. Where the heck? Open the comms, manage built-in. Is there a world of mist, unrest, and half buried memories? I think this is the place where you have to go to do the missions. And well, after we killed three tachyon, we're going to actually go to the scary red abyss, and we'll see. We'll see if our captain is ready for that or not. In the meantime, though, I need to actually give this to a very special officer. He actually found us at the start. I don't know where he came from. I don't know what he will do, but he's with us to the end. There we go. Now, we actually might need to go Ludic Path, Tachyon, to the church. Let's see if they have any bounties. Oh, Persian League is a bit closer. Let's go there. Let's see. Siege bombardment mode. Follow me. Let's do that. Whoops. Forgot I changed it. Anyways. Now I know where every... Your fleet has entered hyperspace. Yes, whatever. I also installed some visual mods. Oh, look at that lag. Jesus Christ. I'm also not going fast enough. 2 times speed is actually faster because of the lag. Damn, that's a big sector. I like big sectors and I cannot lie. Anyway. Let's go over here. Jump with the transponder on. We might actually... What is this? A neutron star. We could actually explore these different systems, right? Oh, this is a dual white and yellow. Maybe we'll find some interesting planets in there. Coal. Let's go to coal. Go faster. The idea for this playthrough is very straightforward. Kill Tritachyon, get stuff, get a commission for the... oh, that's right. We're gonna try to get a commission. Why? Oh, wait. Are we the baddies? Inhospitable? I see. Transponder off it is. We actually have to get a commission with the MRC. So, let's see. What do you have for me? Nothing. Take a shuttle and visit the bar. The hard drinking... Talk to the arms dealer about buying illegal weapons. Oh my god, I don't have any money, and I think he's going to be selling a very interesting missile. Large, ballistic... Oh, he's not selling missiles. Well, whatever then. Interesting. Fighters. Oh. Killer drone. That sounds pretty freaking cool, man. Too bad I'm broke. Anyways, let's see. Yes, we do have Diablo avionics installed. So... Oh, you're getting in trouble because you have your transponder off. Yeah, okay, suck it, bro. Because I want their super ships. I want the Mega Wanzer. Like, this playthrough is going to be all about strikecraft and small, nimble ships. Bro, stop hitting me. Freaking storms, man. Freaking storms, I tell you. Ooh. Mercantile convoy. Yeah, I could take them. But I'm not gonna. Mega research station. Excuse me? Exploration. Ooh. That's really far, though. Look at all that sector. My god. You know what? 210 days sounds like a reasonable amount of time. Enter, please. Thank you. Okay, let's go here. Oh, they're fighting. Against who? Whom are you fighting? Neither side trusts you enough to share their EFF codes. Fine, be like that then. Any ships I can salvage? Oh, a Cerberus. A kite. Say no friggin' more. Explore. Nah. Remember, I just want small craft, small ships, small ships. Explore. Nope. And by that I mean like Wancers and stuff. New machine. What the hell? I'm starting to think I'm doing something wrong. But why? Oh, this is independent. Then where the heck is the... Like these guys? The coalition. Dawn. Can you tell me more about Armatura? Hey, don't even got anything interesting going on? Yeah, where is that? Ah. Oh, wait, no, she had a voice. What the heck? What the heck was the voice? I can't remember. Armatura weathered the collapse longer than most, until the first AI war gutted its factories and scattered its holdings. What rebuilt from that wreckage is smaller, but still present. Mechs, exosuits, work drones, construction platforms, hardware that shows up in war zones and work crews alike, often interchangeably. Headquartered on New Meshan now, the promotional feed talks about stability and prosperity. The production lines tell a different story. Yes, I was very, very excited to play this mod since I saw a video posted a while ago, and I was just itching to play the Starsector modded again. Got any burning questions or wanna dig into a specific product? Don't hold back, just shoot. I'll toss you a brochure for the nifty gritty details. She gruffly states. Given to God? Down given to God raises an eyebrow. What? My name? Too luddy for your taste or something? What's a ludic doing employed by a weapons manufacturer? Dawn given to God half smiles. Go make a living, same as everyone else. Now then, anything else you need? I want to talk to Administrator Fa. No sweat, the woman assures with a subtle nod. As your personal gadget beeps, she adds, I've thrown her comms ID to your direction. You can't help but find it odd how readily she handed over this information without you even clarifying your purpose. Thanks. Serapha, Administrator. The link stabilizes on a brief feed of trade balances and agricultural reports scrolling beneath the royal seal of New Machine. flanked by the emblems of several advisory boards. A moment later, the comlink connects you to a plainly dressed Jesus freaking Christ. I swear to you I can read in English. Her head modestly covered, her smile reserved but sincere. Blessings upon you, Captain. She begins softly. Administrator Pa is expecting your arrival. May I confirm that you intend to proceed with her invitation? Yes, I'd like to meet her. Excellent. A priority docking corridor has been authorized for your approach. The administrator appreciates your timely cooperation. Good day to you, Mum. She offers another polite smile. Take a shuttle to visit Sarah Fa. Your shuttle descends through the upper reaches of New Machine's thin, dust-laden atmosphere. Red gold haze streaks past the viewport, the dry air shimmering from the heat of re-entry. The flight path diverts from the general approach lanes without comment, bypassing the standard commercial queues managed by the Port Authority. No tolls or transaction notices accompany the shift, just a quiet override ping acknowledging priority clearance. Far below, the clustered spires of New Machine primary arcology rise from the desert flats, surrounded by wind-battered defensive walls and sprawling industrial platforms. The sun catches polished alloy and glass in hard flashes, broken by swirling eddies of airborne grit. You pass over what your tripod identifies as the Royal Palace, a squat, angular fortress complex nested within high retaining walls of pale stone and composite plating. Ceremonial banners ripple in the dry crosswinds, briefly visible before slipping from view. Ahead, the Eisenhall spire grows larger, an austere tower of black alloy and glass rising alone on its platform, distinct from the dense city mass below. The interior is subdued, almost Spartan. Polished stone and composite panels, narrow windows letting in hard shaft of desert light. Subtle banners bearing the seal of New Machine hang at intervals, their muted colors shifting in the filtered air. At the reception desk, a familiar voice. Who? Welcome, Captain. The same composed tone you heard when you raised Sarah's comms. Plain headscarf, modest uniform, expression calm and practiced. Administrator Pa is expecting you. Please proceed when ready. The office is clean. Smooth composite panels in muted grays and off-whites. Narrow vertical lighting strips recede into the walls. The seams of modular cladding are visible if you know where to look. The honest geometry of prefabrication, assembled quickly but not carelessly. Through tall reinforced windows, the desert stretches into hazy distance, pale ridgelines under the glare of New Machine's sun. Beyond them, distant arcologies rise like pale spires, their silhouettes broken by high-tension cables and atmospheric processors. At the far end, a simple composite desk, unadorned, functional, fixed to the floor plating as though permanent. The woman behind it looks up as you approach and lifts one hand, palm open. Move forward. Captain, is it? I appreciate your prompt arrival. I imagine you've had a complicated re-entry into the sector. She inclines her head slightly, a gesture somewhere between courtesy and evaluation. You brought with you a very old machine, one with a history that intersects rather directly with certain long-standing interests that I am tasked with managing. But before we discuss specifics, allow me to extend a formal welcome of New Machine and my thanks for honoring the invitation. You seem rather well informed. Sarah allows the faintest hint of a smile. I make it my business to stay informed, Captain. The reappearance of certain war-era assets tend to draw attention, you know, particularly in this system. Her tone remains even, without accusation. New Machine is not so far from its past that we can afford to ignore such arrivals. Records suggest that you are what we would classify as a sleeper, Captain. An old employee of ours, actually. She pauses, studying your reaction carefully. If you don't mind me asking, how long ago did you first enter cryosleep? Cryosleep, whatever. I went under after the war. Up? She nods slowly, confirming something she already suspected. That places your entry point at the tail end of the AI Wars collapse in this system. Few entered suspension that late and lived to see their cycle complete. Her glaze, her gaze holds yours, re-emerging with equipment of that era, and that classification is not something that typically goes unnoticed, nor without interest. But I have no intention of threatening you. Quite the opposite. Continue. The coalition controls most of Exodol's lower districts. She said it flatly, like she was deciding how much to give you. Mission survivors, or people who claim to carry on their will. What do they want, you ask? What do you think? She replies. The same thing angry people always want. Someone to answer for it. Interesting timing, she says, for someone like you to show up. You see, Captain, your situation is uniquely valuable. The Valk Hazard, a fully functional cataphrag from the first AI war, is more than just a machine. It's a symbol, and you, one of Machine's own, carrying both the hardware and the history, are a symbol as well. She lets that thought hang, studying your expression. The leadership of the Reprisal Coalition. They are many things, but above all, desperate for legitimacy. Someone like you, they might see you as more than simply a survivor. They might see you as something worth rallying behind. An influence, Captain. Influence is a very useful thing to have. Continue. I won't pretend I don't have an interest, Captain. Her voice is calm, measured. The coalition is unstable. Some dream of igniting a war. Others build little empires on Exodol. What they lack is a center, a unifying figure who can turn that into something useful for them, for this system. For you. She holds your eyes now. You, Captain, a sleeper, tied directly to machine, carrying the Valk Hazard. The very image they romanticize. With you at the helm, the coalition might become something more than a grudge, and you would find yourself in a rather advantageous position. What you do with that will be your decision. And how am I supposed to pull this off? You give yourself too little credit, Captain. The groundwork is already laid. She gestures to a control panel beside her desk. A projection hums softly to life between you. Crisp, stabilized footage. Footage. Jesus. High altitude, long range, suspiciously well positioned. It shows you, the Valk Hazard, cutting through the void, engines flaring, exchanging fire with the advancing tachyon strike fleet. Every movement cleanly framed. The sort of feed that feels less like security footage and more like carefully curated documentation. A relic from Meshan's fall, piloting a cataphrag from the AI wars, single-handedly repelling, and with an Aleste, right? Repelling a tachyon strike team sent into restricted space. Her voice drops just slightly, almost amused. You've already written the opening chapters, Captain. I've simply made sure the right people are starting to read it. I really don't think it'll be that simple. Of course not, she says smoothly. Nothing worth doing ever is. The old guard won't follow you because you tell them to, Captain. They'll follow because they see what you represent. The Reprisal Coalition was born from loss, and they've been chasing ghosts ever since. Her expression hardens just enough to cut through her earlier warmth. You're a piece of that past, returned. For them, you are proof that their struggle still means something, that the story didn't end. And if a few stubborn voices need more convincing, her smile returns, smaller now. Well, you strike me as someone who knows how to handle complications. Oh, and Captain, I've taken the liberty of scanning the bulk hazard, and it is our property, after all. I might have something good to show you for it. Dot dot dot. The shuttle hums softly beneath you as it lifts from the Eisenhower spar platform, angling back towards the port. You lean back against the seat as the engines shift pitch, letting your eyes fall half closed. The conversation replays itself, line by line. You've already written the opening chapters, Captain. I've simply made sure the right people are starting to read it. It sounds so simple when Sarah Fast says it, almost too simple. Dot dot dot. Let's see. How long has this gone on? Almost 45 minutes of reading. Jesus Christ. Repair your ship's shuttle. Approach the charismatic man. You're still too... My battles are too hard for you, little spacer. Only the toughest of spacers can enter my battles. Anyway, leave trade goods. What? Bro, where did that money come from? She just straight up gave me money? Administrator Pa. Inquire about the bulk hazard. She idly taps a few buttons off screen before a hologram of the bulk hazard blooms to life. A finger traces a slow line across the hologram, highlighting a dense cluster of subsystems around the core. The bulk hazard is not a super weapon in the simplistic sense. It's more like a test bed for a family of technologies that sit in the shadow of the gates. Silver Sword is the most obvious example. It's a containment and transfer solution. It opens a bounded pocket, a controlled elsewhere, and diverts the ship's flux, load, wasted heat, and transient charge into it. With the core no longer choking on its own buildup, the bulk hazard can safely overdrive. Higher currents to the weapon bosses, hotter cycle rates, and more aggressive thrust profile. For as long as the pocket holds. Continue. You'd be amazed what you can bury in paperwork. The Persian sector was perfect for that. Her hand flicks. The hologram tightens around the bulk hazard's core. It was sent here for further testing without drawing too much attention, and because if something went wrong, it would go wrong far away from anyone important, which is to say, far away from anyone with a career to protect. A faint warning lattice blooms across the core cluster. So, as I mentioned, Silver Sword doesn't make flux vanish, it moves it. It opens a bounded pocket, a controlled elsewhere, and shunts a portion of the unit's capacity into it. Think of it as a balloon being filled. The more you push it, the more pressure builds. Her voice drops slightly. Push it too long and it begins to bulge, and eventually it will burst. In other words, the pocket tries to materialize in normal space, rather violently. The corner of her mouth lifts, though I'm sure that ensuing explosion is quite beautiful. So it doesn't bend, it relocates into where exactly? So why does it need legs then? Okay, I'll consider that one. What are you going to do with the scan data? So what does it need? Yeah, so what does it need legs then? She lets the holo rotate, the legs highlighted like an indulgence. Bulk hazards could have been a pod, a brick, or a flying power core with thrusters stapled to it. Legs do not make it function. Legs make it legible to whatever committee the company needed convincing that this was a weapon platform and not an expensive physics experiment. She smiles faintly. They're theater. Very expensive theater. So it doesn't bend, it relocates it into where exactly? Correct. She lifts one shoulder in a small shrug. Into where? I can give you a 2D label. Somewhere that isn't here. Call it a controlled elsewhere. What are you going to do with the scan data? With the data? Her pitch rises as she repeats the last word. Captain, if our Armatura ever stopped knowing what to do with information, we deserve the sector's pity. Officially, it goes into comparative analysis. We match Bug has our signature against what remains of our legacy archives, confirm what still aligns, and identify what was lost, altered, etc. Her eyes flick up. The baseline is priceless. Unofficially, it helps me where the real boundaries are. What can be reproduced safely? What can only be approximated? And what is best left as a cautionary tale? I don't intend to build a network system in my boardroom, if that's what you're asking, but I do intend to make sure Arma is never surprised again by a relic, by a rival, or by some enthusiast with more ambition than restraint. She tapped the display and it collapsed. Ah, Jesus Christ. She tapped the display and it collapsed back into neat, meaningless summaries. That's all I needed to ask. Oh my god, I need the water. Jesus Christ, reading is hard. Up if you'd like. What's in it for me? We'll use whatever you send us to improve our products, of course. Your people will also be able to use what we learn to improve any of our products that might be in your fleet. We can open source your new and better hardware as it becomes available. I mean, you're going to be murdering hundreds of people anyway. Why not benefit a little more from it? So I will report to you. Sarah purses her lips. Kind of. I step in when it matters. Attack is mostly an autonomous organization. The more value you deliver, the more we invest. So what do you plan to do with all this information? Make a lot of credits, of course. Sarah says as if it was the most obvious thing in the world. Why build bigger when you can build smarter? Ultimately, our priority is to make our hardware more than worth its weight on the field. Wildlife combat. Simulations lack context. Code obeys, you see. But pilots under real condition improvise. We can run 10,000 simulated skirmishes, and none of them will show us what a human does when the stakes are real. That data doesn't come from labs. It comes from pressure. And pressure only exists when failure has consequences. Why me? Because you're capable and, more importantly, adaptable. We've seen your work. You operate outside traditional doctrine, and you're unpredictable. Her eyes hold yours for just a second longer than feels comfortable. We have a deal. Attack combat analysis. There's something I wanted to ask you. Oh my god. Ask about the cataphracts. Oh, Jesus Christ, let's just get this over with. Ask about new machine. Dusty, she says first. Endearingly so, I've come to think. Ask me something specific and I'll give you a more useful answer than that. Ask about new machine's story. It's not at all that interesting of a history. We came here and over blah 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 blah. The planet was already inhabited by the etc etc etc. Oh my god. I changed the topic. Let's see. Ask about cataphracts. Cataphracts? What's there to say? I like the name. It's derived from the title of armored soldiers back in the days humanity was stabbing each other with sharpened sticks atop land creatures. She laughs at her own statement, examining her nails briefly. A previous director decided that if Arma was going to equip our ground forces, they should be able to follow a deployment from orbit to surface without a separate transit arrangement. A sensible idea in principle. The Vulcan was the result, which was fine. It established what the SI line became. Anyways, the S2 line is a different matter. Something in her attention shifts. That's what happens when the Experimental Warfare Division gets involved. They asked what vacuum combat actually demanded, rather than what the ground forces were already used to. Ask about the Cataphract Series 1. They're the more conventional version. She produces a small figure with a comically large head from somewhere off screen and holds it up beside her face, tilting her head towards it. We even licensed another corporation to develop some model kits in their likeness. All in all, a reliable product. She sets it down and looks off to the side a moment, idly tapping near her collarbone, though there were some unavoidable design concessions. Their space-rated weapons are obviously calibrated for vacuum and don't exactly operate the same in the atmosphere. Plus, the armor is lighter than an dedicated ground platform and distributed for attacks from any direction, instead of being concentrated at the front. So we've gotten complaints that a pilot putting one into a land engagement can end up fighting the machine more than the enemy. A dedicated ground platform would outperform it in that environment. She frowns and then half shrugs. That was always a known trade-off, though. The design philosophy was never excellent at both, it was functional at both. Ask about the Cataphract 2 series. The Series 2 Cataphracts was basically the experimental warfare division deciding that if you were going to build something ludicrously complicated, why not go all the way and make it ludicrously expensive too? She pinches the bridge. Oh wait, that tone. God damn it. They're built higher spec than the S1s and also cost as much as a fully equipped destroyer. A lot of miniaturization R&D went into even making them viable. We deployed a lot of them during the war. Enough. They weren't enough. Both hands come up to her face for a moment. Exasperation? You're not sure. Beam weapons track faster than they can evade, and heavy energy fire overwhelms capacity before they can disengage. We've adjusted doctrine accordingly. Anyways, they're all equipped with top-of-the-line neural interfaces, which make them pretty easy to pilot. They sell well, and the data we've gotten has been illuminating. Change the topic. There's something else I wanted to talk about. Go back. There's good comms link. Dawn given to God. Hey, Dawn given to God. Got anything interesting going on? Why don't you work for me, you ask? That depends. What are you fighting for? Depends what can you do. Bro, I just need money. Let's see. Anyway, that's about all the time that I have for today. I know, it's a shorter episode than I usually do, but I need to set things up to go to work tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to stream daily anymore. I'm going to be streaming after on Saturday, the day after Friday. Oh my god, days of the week. Anyway, thank you so much everyone for being here, and I'm just trying to read the story and get through this as fast as I can so we can actually start playing. Anyway, Porco, thank everyone. Thank all the people that have been subscribing and following me. It's like, I love you all so much. It's incredibly useful is the word that came out, but it's incredibly lovely, and I cannot really tell you how much I appreciate every comment, every view, everything. Yes, whatever you can do, it's amazing that people do these kind of things for videos that I'm putting out. It's incredible. Anyway, love you all, and I'll see you whenever I see you again. Probably tomorrow. Maybe. See ya around. Bye bye.